Hello out there, internet people. It's your bearded brothers, and we are back again with yet another sports podcast. I'm your bearded brother, Matt.
There's the mascot Loki. He cares.
Yeah, he's the pretty one. The rather unpretty one behind him is my brother Chris.
What?
Um, and we are here to talk about all things Week 7. All things Week 7 NFL.
It was funny. I haven't even written any lists. I've even done my top 10. I've done none of it only because I have. For those who don't know, I am very irate with a couple of different things, and because of that, I have been so focused on what I want to say for those over doing these lists and stuff that these are just going to be off the cuff lists. I'm just letting you know right off the top. It's
That's
just straight
fair,
up.
fair enough to me. Just use your old lists and modify based on what happened this week. Fair enough.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what I plan on doing.
That's pretty much accurate. And then just make your potatoes up off the top of your head.
More or less, yeah.
All right.
Pretty much what I plan on doing. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me see here. Injuries. Did the Scadaboo injury happen this last week?
It did.
Okay, well, we got to talk about that then.
Yep, we do.
Cam Scadaboo got injured, and it is not the injury that you would have expected him to have.
Based upon what happened, no.
He, based on what we know of Scadaboo, we would have expected a massive concussion. What actually happened is his foot decided that it wanted to turn the way that it shouldn't, and he dislocated his ankle. We don't know if he broke any bones in the ankle, but he did have to have surgery to reset the ankle.
By the way, I forgot to tell you, we're reviewing week 8, not week 7.
Is it week 8?
It's week 8.
My bad. We're on week 8.
I know, time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun. So I suppose I'm having fun.
I suppose so, because today starts the week 9. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, Scadaboo seriously hurt. Will not be back for the rest of the season.
Had to have surgery. Thankfully
went well. Apparently, the best part is they were playing in Philly when it happened, and the Philadelphia crowd clapped him off the field.
Yep, they clapped him off the field. They did a lot of things. People love him.
Big Dom, apparently. Big Dom, the big Eagles security guard guy. He showed up at the hospital with pizza and breadsticks, cheesy sticks. Was it cheesy sticks or was it mozzarella sticks? With
mozzarella sticks, yeah.
Pizza and mozzarella sticks for Scadaboo. Apparently, Scadaboo's already contacted his agent and the GM, and he wants to give back part of his signing bonus so the Giants can do something more with it. He's already wheeling around the clubhouse, apparently back in New York.
Yep.
Just wheeling around going, "Woo, everybody!"
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you can't keep him down. Yes, he's injured. Yes, he's out, but he doesn't care. He's going to be there as emotional support for everyone.
I was going to say, he just has an infectious energy.
Exactly. He's that energetic dude that everybody loves. I think that's awesome. I love Cam Scadaboo to death. Good luck to him in healing. I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope to see him back on the field next year, because he's going to be fun. Dart was very upset when he saw it happen. Don't blame him. He was not a happy camper. That looked like it hurt. Other injuries I could think of. The Bills may have lost Ed Oliver for quite a period of time this season. They fear that he has a torn bicep, which, that's not good.
No,
not good.
Not good.
Not good. Very bad.
Very bad, no good.
Not good. Very bad. So I feel bad for him. just because of that, but not much either of us can say about it at this point. So, at any rate, at any rate, we are going to continue to move forward at this point. I can't think of any other. Were there any other major injuries I missed?
Um, Not that I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't think there were any other big ones. I know Oliver had to leave, and Scadaboo's was brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah, not good. There will be an NHL top 10 this week. I did do one. So that'll be fun. Outside of that, I can't really think about much else at this point in time. We don't have any other major things. The only things that I could think of newsworthy wise is Brian Kelly has been relieved of his coaching duties at Louisiana State University, LSU. They have let him go. There's apparently a bit of a question about whether or not how much money is going to be the buyout, and that's only a question because of him actively searching for work. Plus this, but there's some sort of weird contract language, and they're negotiating that right now. But it does sound also like the AD, the athletic director out there at LSU, is not going to be allowed to hire the next coach.
interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So we're gonna have to see how all of that works out.
100%.
In order to keep Matt Rule around, Nebraska just extended him, which will take him out of the next coaching hire cycles. He will not be able to leave Nebraska unless he buys himself out of his contract, and he does not have the money to do that right now, or unless the school paying him buys him out.
You're right.
The interesting one that's floating around out there is old Mrs. Lane Kiffin. Despite that the LSU is also in the SEC, it's entirely possible that LSU having the money that it does and LSU having the prestige that it does could very easily headhunt Lane Kiffin. So he's the name that keeps popping up for LSU.
Right.
So we'll have to see what happens there. I think this year's offseason coaching circus carousel is going to be very interesting.
Potentially, yeah.
Not so for the NFL. We're going to have to see who goes where and who does what. The Titans obviously are going to need to hire a new coach. I'm going to guess the Dolphins will need to hire a new coach at the end of the season.
It's looking that way.
Don't know about the Jets. That's the weird one. A lot of people are saying you should fire Glenn, but it sounds like
no.
Woody likes Glenn.
Yeah, they'll because he doesn't want to do the same thing that he did with Saleh, where it's just like he gave Saleh a good couple of years. He's going to do the same thing for Glenn. Glenn's going to get at least 3 years probably before the plug gets pulled.
I'd agree with you on that.
I also firmly believe that Woody, based upon the way he's talked, wants to allow Glenn to try to pick his quarterback in the draft.
I agree with that as well.
So.
And if I were Aaron Glenn, I would be talking to my offensive coordinator going, who fits your system?
Yeah, what system do you want to run and who's going to fit it the best? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because he's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
So he's not installing his own offensive
Of course,
system.
he also has to. Of course, he has to believe that that's the correct offensive coordinator to keep, though himself.
That
he needs to
is
decide if that's who he wants as well.
That is very true.
So,
at any rate, that's about the big stuff I can think of right now. Let's get to the week and talk about the scores that we had and go on a couple of rants, because I think we're going to have to go on a couple.
well, my one rant involves a group of individuals that maybe we just. Mm, I'm trying to figure out, do we want to talk about it before or do we want to talk about it after? Because if
Are
we
we
talk
talking about
about
the
it
guys in
after,
zebras?
I am talking about the zebras. If we talk about them now, I can go through everything, but then I'm going to spoil some of the games. But then if we talk about it later, I don't want to talk about it during the games because it's a whole big rant thing. So I don't know how you want to handle this.
Well, we're not really worried about the scores because we already kind of we more talk about our impressions of the game rather than the scores. We're also going to
Right.
assume that you guys can look the scores up. I'm still going to put them up here eventually, but you can look the scores and the stats up for yourselves. I'm just going to put them up here because it's a proper thing to do. And looking at us the entire time would probably get boring.
Yeah, we got to learn to start using more graphics and put up more
That's what I'm
stuff that's
trying to
just,
do. I'm not great at
you
it
know,
yet, but I'm working with it.
yeah. Because people don't want to look at our ugly mugs all the time.
I wouldn't.
Okay, I mean, if you want to, we can just talk about the zebras now.
But yeah, let's do
I'm
the
okay with
zebras
that.
now, and we'll talk about the other group of people when that game comes up.
When that kind of comes up, yeah. All right, let's just start with the zebras. So I'm gonna start with like not going in too hard, but it's gonna get worse as we go. So here's the thing: the refs for this year have been fine for the most part. There have been some errors some weeks where we look at it and we just go, "Eh, that wasn't very good," or that particular game was kind of crap. But for the most part, you're like, not so bad. This week was some of the most horrendous calling I think I've ever seen in my life in multiple different games with multiple reffing crews on the back of this whole entire NBA scandal too, which makes it even fucking worse to look at. Um, I'm sorry. I also have to call out New York and their bullshit too about how they handle their their on the field decisions sometimes being able to come in and overturn certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're especially being that we know that they can throw flags from New York. We know they've told us outright that they can do that. The fact that their unwillingness to do any of this and to correct some of these behaviors is outright asinine and stupid. Considering the fact some of the things that they do turn over and change are the smallest of shit, but then you'll see things like, I don't know, a very clear and obvious fumble to anyone that has more than half a fucking brain cell in that Eagles Giants game. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw that tush push. Everyone saw him get stripped by Kayvon Thibodeau. Every single person under this fucking sun who watched that game or has seen that highlight looked at it and went, that's a fumble. He clearly got stripped. He wasn't on the ground. He was still pushing the ball forward. That whole bullshit of forward progress got called is absolute horseshit. It was also called by a line judge who clearly couldn't see the fucking ball, and the claim of a whistle being blown is also bullshit. No one fucking heard it. No one heard it. When the whistle came through, it was after Kayvon had the ball in his fucking hands, and everyone fucking knows it. So I don't know what that horseshit is. And also, people are saying, well, it's hard. It's a really hard play to properly, coach and call on the field as a ref. Then guess what? Remember, everyone was making fun of Green Bay for bringing up maybe we should ban the tush push in the offseason. Everyone made fun of them for it. And now everyone's looking at it and going, yeah, it is kind of a hard play for us to actually deal with. Maybe we should fucking ban it. Boom! What the fuck is wrong with you people? We
A
all
lot.
told you this was going to be a fucking problem. We said it here on this fucking channel. We knew this shit was going to happen. We knew it was a fucking problem because if you can't see the ball, how do you rule forward progress ever? It's almost impossible. Because of the way that tush push happens, it's like a QB sneak with also people pushing the quarterback from the back. Is that fair? That doesn't make sense to me. How is that forward progress if the quarterback isn't actually pushing the ball forward? It's his guys behind him who's giving him a little wank that's doing it. I don't understand how that's even allowed. Can you imagine in a
Well,
scenario where that happens on the field with any other position?
and
A
here's the
wide
thing.
receiver catches the ball and then a tight end comes over and picks his ass up and runs him down the field?
Well, theoretically,
I'm just saying.
there are a couple of times it does happen. You see it with running backs when they're trying to get forward progress, but
Once in a while.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'll get a lineman
But
behind them
typically
to
it's called
push them.
dead once it stops moving, right?
Yeah, but you'll get a lineman behind them sometimes to help push them forward on occasion. You do see it.
Yeah.
It used to be legal
But at
to
what point do you
push.
call that?
It used to be legal to push a defensive lineman, try to push them through the pile to block a kick, but that was resulting in injuries, so they stopped it.
Exactly. There are so many issues with this. I just don't understand why they allowed it in the first place, and I certainly don't understand the calling by the field and the refs because, quite frankly, forward progress hadn't stopped at all. If it did, then they were short of the fucking line of gain, so then you shouldn't have even given the first fucking down then, which is ridiculous. I just there's so much about it that made zero fucking sense.
Hated it.
Zero, absolute
Hated
zero
it.
sense. But see, that by itself is already a problem, right? Like I said, we know New York has the ability to come in on plays where they say quite clearly that if a play is clear and obvious that the refs got it wrong, we can overturn it in New York. Well, where the fuck were you, New York?
Where
the fuck were you?
In fact,
clear and obvious to everybody but you, apparently.
Where were you in the Packers Steelers game when you had the most clear and obvious false start of, like, you can't miss it, it's right in front of you.
Oh yeah. Funnily enough,
fucking Roger saw it, everyone saw it.
Oh yeah, everyone pointed it out. Funnily enough, if we were going to also go on that too, let's not forget that also happened on the Eagles game, except for the opposite problem.
Yes!
The Eagles clearly false started, didn't get called, but they called the defensive guy for encroachment instead. Nice. And everyone saw that play and knew it was a false start that didn't get called correctly.
I don't remember what game it was. It might have been the Eagles game again, but I can't remember. But there was a definitive one where they were trying to determine whether or not somebody had fumbled the ball after catching it, because they didn't know if he'd made a football move. It was a little swing flat pass catch. The defender came up and just buried the receiver. The problem I had was the defender led with his helmet, and the first thing to contact was helmet to helmet on a receiver just turning around. That's fucking targeting.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. In that Eagles-Giants game, that was that bullshit offensive passer interference that got called, by the way. That was horse shit. That big 70-yard bomb that Dart had, that got called back. I watched it. Yeah, the Eagle was holding his fucking hand, so the guy pushed his hand off of him, and then the Eagle grabbed his shirt. You could see a jersey stretch.
Yeah.
And they called the Giants on offensive pass interference. What the fuck are you watching?
Whoever refed that game just needs to be fired.
All of them. Every single one needs to be fired. And looked at also by the FBI, because quite frankly, if you look at the spread at the very end, and you look at what the spread for the bets were, I'm sorry, that's pretty fucking convenient. And
so this is what I'm going to say.
That's not worth... Go ahead. I was going to say, that's not even where the end is. We still have to talk about the Bucs game.
But this is what I'm going to talk about a little bit real quick here. If you want this to stop, you have an option. And it's not one that people are going to like.
Oh, we've already talked about it. Mm-hmm. Probably.
And it's literally remove the humanity from reffing.
Yeah, I can't think you can completely remove that, obviously.
No,
the other option...
You can remove 90% of it.
Because there's some of that, but you'd also... The only other thing we could do, though, is... Remember, we've talked about this before. Why can't players or coaches, for example, criticize refs when they do bad? It's because the refs are not actually hired by the NFL. They're hired through a third-party organization that has a contract with the NFL that stipulates that they can't do this. If the refs were full-time employees of the NFL, I think you solve half of this fucking issue right off the bat. Straight up.
Probably. And I would love to see that.
And then the NFL then can criticize them and then go after them and fire them themselves. because
Yes.
they can't fire refs mid-season as it is right now because they're technically not their employees. So yeah, that would immediately solve part of that problem, but they refuse to do that
Nope.
because the NFL doesn't want to pay them full-time wages during the off
Nope.
season.
They want to make them contractors.
Exactly.
And as
So
long
that's
as
part of
they're
the problem.
contractors, this kind of crap is going to happen.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the Bucks game. Oh boy. um,
That wasn't a game.
I mean the Bucks did win, but they still got screwed out of actually I think 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Um, specifically defensively. Uh, Winfield Jr. on the very first one that I can remember got it. Basically the ball got fumbled off of a hit. It wasn't Winfield that did the hit. It was one of his other defenders. And then Winfield came in, picked up the ball, and ran it for a touchdown. But for whatever reason, and I still can't figure it out because no one can explain it, the refs called the ball dead because the guy on the supposed, by the way, the supposed ref that called this whistle was on the opposite sideline of where the play happened, called the play dead because he thought the player was down by contact rather than a fumble happening, and somehow apparently blew a whistle on it. No one heard a whistle. Even when you go back and listen to the game, you will not hear a whistle on the play ever. All of the players kept playing through it. Not a single player stopped playing because they heard a whistle. And rather than going back and checking it and going, yeah, a whistle wasn't blown. This was and the guy and they even, by the way, they looked back and saw that it was an obvious fumble. It was very clearly a fumble. Rather than going back and going, yeah, that was obviously not a play that shouldn't have been called dead. That's a touchdown. Anybody at any point, could have come in and fixed that and went, that ref's a retard. This was clearly a touchdown. Um, and that's not what they did. They just went, oh, because it was real dead. You Bucks just get the ball where it was real dead. Yeah, too bad. Um, there was, I believe, another instance where Winfield Jr. did intercept the ball and then got called and then ran it back for a touchdown that got called back because they claimed he was down by contact because he caught it and rolled on the ground and then got back up. But if you look at it, no one fucking touched him. No one touched him. There was not a single offensive player around him that touched him that would have ruled him down by contact. So I don't know what the refs were doing in that game either. Quite frankly, I'm. Those are the two that I know for sure. I think there was a third that was very similar that happened to Winfield Jr.
So the
himself.
ones that I'm seeing here, we have. Let's see here. The fumble I see right here, that was Rattler short to Shaheed for 10 yards. Fumbles it, recovered by Winfield, down at the 47.
Yeah, because they downed it by contact, even though, or they downed it because the whistle was supposedly blown, which it didn't happen.
There is a couple of interceptions. The one that I'm seeing here is. Oh no, it says it's an incompletion. Here's the interception. It's short right intended for Olave, intercepted by Winfield at the 50. But there was a whole kerfluffle with another fumble, which was Shug right to Shaheed for 9 yards. Then he fumbled, and it was recovered by Winfield at the 49.
Yeah.
And then he went 1 yard back. Vele made the tackle. But the replay official reviewed the pass completion ruling, and the play was reversed. So it's an incomplete pass rather than a fumble.
Yep. Yeah, Winfield got fucking screwed so hard. He had clearly at minimum 2 defensive touchdowns that got called back, and then that was another interception that got called back as not a fumble that got called back as not a fumble.
The Bucks win 23-3, but
they still won 100%.
That game was called terribly.
And on top of that, somebody pointed out very interestingly that it's very convenient that this happened right after Baker criticized the refs for how poorly they did in that previous week that they played in. Interesting.
Interesting, right?
Interesting.
Very
Yeah, that's
interesting.
very interesting.
Very much so.
I'm calling it as I'm seeing it. The refs are dirty. They're
Also,
shitty. They're bad at their job,
there was at
and they're
least
very clearly dirty.
there was at least one game this season where a team who won the game had 0 penalties called on them.
Oh yeah. Oh, I wonder who that was.
Do 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 do.
I'm just saying it as I see it. If the NFL or the refs organization wants to come at me, prove that you're not dirty, because I have plenty of proof that can say otherwise. Either you have to tell me that you're not dirty, which tells me that you're incompetent, which means you shouldn't have the job, or you're dirty. Those are your two options.
Yeah.
So if you want to come at me and try to sue me for whatever reason because I'm criticizing your bullshit, then by all means, I would love to do it. I don't even care. I would love to go into court and hear you tell me that it's not that we're dirty, our refs are just incompetent. I'd love to hear it. Please.
I'd love to hear your excuse, which is, oh, well, they can't see everything. Bullshit. With the amount of technology and cameras on the field today, you can literally see everything. We can see it at fucking home, you dumbass.
And with also, Dad brought up something very interesting too. With all of these plays, it's very convenient that it was the whistle that was getting blown that was the reason for why this stuff happened. Why are we still using physical fucking whistles? Why isn't there a buzzer that the head ref just buzzes now? That can audio play it to the entire PA system.
You totally
so everyone can hear it.
Totally could. Totally could.
Yeah. It feels like they want to have physical whistles still because they found a loophole on how to use them.
Yeah. It also feels like, oh, well, we've always used whistles. Well, for the longest time, we used lead and paint, but we got rid of that.
Yeah. It feels like at this point, the only reason whistles are still around is because they can abuse it now. Because I remember there was that one play that Dable wanted to throw a challenge play on because it was over a call of a stopped forward progress or something like that. It was a whistle call, basically. And he wanted to challenge it, and they went, well, you can't challenge it because our line judge just called it dead. You can't challenge that. Why the fuck not?
Yeah,
at this
exactly.
point, why can't we challenge the refs when they do something obviously fucking stupid?
And we're getting more and more into that, where if I'm the NFL, I am now beginning to question the necessity of physical refs.
At least some of that stuff, especially now that we have the chips in the ball now.
Yeah.
Like
with all of that stuff in there now, there's almost no reason for a fucking physical ref. I hate to say
the problem is there's no way to do AI reffing right now. We could do sky cams like we do, and have just officiating from New York, but you still have the problem of, well, that's still people.
Yes, but
so there's no way completely to get rid of a human officiating at this point in time.
Exactly.
In some capacity, there's no way to completely remove that.
There's much better ways to do it than what we are.
Yes, there are. And people complain. By the way, I love how people want to complain about, well, if we do that, it might slow down the game. Do you guys not remember how long football games used to be when people could just challenge the spotting of the ball all the fucking time? Do you not remember? It took twice as long. Games literally were twice as long.
And now
because
you can
they constantly could challenge the spot. Yeah.
Now you can challenge the spot of the ball, and we get it in like 2 minutes. Boop, boop, done.
It does not even 2 minutes. 2 seconds almost now.
Yeah. Boop, boop, done.
But back in the day, it used to be like constantly, and you wouldn't even have to throw a challenge flag for it. You could just go, I don't like the spotting of that. Can you redo it? It was just a free thing that every team could do.
Mm-hmm.
Games took forever in the late 90s, early 2000s because.
Oh yeah, and you run out the chain gang and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they took forever. So people being like, oh, if we add, like, I remember, rest his soul, but Grandpa used to always say that he hated instant replay because it's slowing the game down. And I'm like, Grandpa, do you not remember when they used the chain gang for almost every play? Like, I hate to be that guy, but like, come on.
Not be that guy. Somebody needs to be that guy.
I know, but it's not taking any longer. Everybody who says that, it just has no idea what they're talking about.
I agree. All right. Well, game list.
Fuck the rest.
And we're gonna
go. Rest. That's all I gotta say now.
Yeah, game list, and we're gonna go right into rant number 2. We're gonna go right
Oh,
into
do you want to
random
go straight? Oh, I guess
because
technically,
it's
yeah.
the Thursday night game, so we're
It
gonna
was the
go right
Thursday
into the
night game.
second round.
Fuck me.
Uh,
All right.
you ready? Can you do it? Do you think you got enough anger for it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I am spent a little bit, but I can still get
You
angry
can
enough.
spin it up. You know what? I haven't been spent the whole lot. I can spin this shit up too.
Yeah, go ahead. You spin some
All
and I'll add
right.
in. You spin it.
Vikings, Chargers, and the death of a quarterback.
Honestly, his career might be done, to be honest.
Completely. Watching Carson Wentz try to play that game and watching him wince, like, first off, he shouldn't have been starting. Okay? He's had a torn labrum and a dislocated shoulder for at least 3 weeks. And the medical staff knew this.
Oh yeah, they all knew. The coaching staff and medical staff all
Coaching
knew.
and medical staff knew this. Now, here's the thing. I can partially absolve the coaching staff because I'm a head coach. I'm not a medic!
Right.
I, as a human being, have been through medical training. So I would be the guy to tell them, hey, this guy's good, hey, this guy's bad. All right. I can understand the idea that if you've got a torn labrum and you just have to constantly reset the shoulder, it's your non-throwing arm, you can't really hurt it a whole lot worse. Well, you can, depending on which way it's dislocating. Depending on what muscle groups are also there, you could start tearing muscles. Or cracking ribs. Or who the knows what else.
Yeah.
All right. So that medical staff, first off, resign before you're fired. Second off, you should be investigated by a medical board. Third off, if any of you have licenses, you should probably lose them for being retarded. I know you're not
At
supposed
least
to say.
suspended, maybe.
I know you're not supposed to say the R word anymore, but come on, that was.
So many people. That's one word I never gave up. I will never stop saying retard. I'm sorry, people don't like it, but quite frankly, it is. I don't put it this way. If somebody has a mental challenge, I will never call them a retard. That's because that's just mean.
No.
But if I see a normal person acting dumb, I'm gonna call them a retard.
Yes. I don't mean it in a you are a mentally challenged individual that deserves special help. Because
I use it in the way of you're extremely being dumb right now.
Yeah, you have the mental capacity to know better, and you are specifically choosing not to use it.
Not to. Yeah, exactly.
That is what I mean when I say that particular word. And the Vikings medical staff chose not to use any of their intelligence whatsoever.
Especially their medical training.
Exactly. And, like, I've had medical training, so I can tell you that was some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean... Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, hold on. I got pictures.
Did I wind up enough for you?
Well, no, I just got pictures that just, like, I don't want to misquote anything here. So I brought receipts, motherfucker.
Yes, bring the receipts.
So I wanted to bring receipts because I just couldn't. I'm gonna go back to the original the first receipts that we had. Give me a second here. So the first ones I saw was that KOC defends the choice of having Carson Wentz in the game. And his reasoning is we kept on checking in with Wentz, maybe getting back to ready to play, which was the backup, Max Brosmer. Tyler, vice president of player health and performance, was coming to me a lot tonight, but every time he seemed to update me on that, which is basically how he's feeling. Carson was sore going into it. He took obviously quite a few hits, but he was able to. No, he wasn't. I asked him multiple times where he was at, and he said he was good and wanted to keep going. This is my problem. Okay? KOC was a quarterback. KOC understands football mentality and understands players. He equally should understand that any quarterback worth a salt is going to say that exact words regardless of how injured they are.
Almost basically any football player is going to say those exact words.
I know, but I'm just saying in general. I've seen it a lot with quarterbacks. Yes, any football player.
In fact, the best season of Megatron's career, he played hurt the entire fucking season.
Yes, exactly. There's at a certain point though, he knows this. He obviously understands this. he should know better. That obviously it doesn't matter what the player is going to say because the player is going to lie his ass off to you.
Exactly. And there's at a certain point you have to protect the player from themselves. Sometimes the player is their own worst enemy.
So here's the next part. Um, when asked about putting the rookie in, he says, "Yeah, we considered it, but Carson's a veteran player. He understands kind of some of our circumstances tonight. I think it's very difficult to ask a rookie to go in there for his first performance and have to be kind of weathering it a little bit for the group. I did think about that at different times in the game, but at the same time, the confidence we have in Max and the upside we see in Max is real. You also don't want to send him out there and force a level of figure it outness that's probably beyond a guy playing for the first time." I'm sorry. No, I disagree. Um, at some point, you have to put a guy out there and see what he can do on an actual field with against actual opponents that are trying to kick his ass. Period.
100%.
You will never ever see the true full potential of a player until they're out on that field. And you didn't even have to tell him that there was any expectations. You literally just go to him and you go, "Hey, here's the situation. We don't expect you to win. No offense, but we just want you to go out, play as hard as you can, and do the best you can, and we'll try to do our
You don't have
best
to
to
say
give you
we
good
don't expect
plays."
you to win.
Like, well, no, but I mean in a different way. Just be like, "Hey, we understand the situation. This will be your first start. You're a rookie, obviously undrafted. Like, we understand your circumstances. Obviously, I'm not saying say these
Yeah.
exact words, but
Go
I'm in
go out there and
in a
just do the
nice
best.
way.
Go out there and
Just
do
do
the
the
best you
best you
can.
can,
There aren't any
and don't take it
major
to heart."
expectations. Don't take what
And
happens to
here's
heart.
and here's my other problem. He's basically saying we're worried about ruining him by putting him in the game. Here's my thing. If he would have been ruined off of one game or even one half, he ain't in. If his confidence gets blown so badly in one game or one half that he can't that he quote unquote gets ruined, then he was never going to be a starter in the NFL. Period.
Or a backup. Or anything.
Or
Period.
anything. Yeah. So that just doesn't hold water for me. I
I
hate
agree
that
with
kind
you.
of argument.
A
It
hundred,
pisses me
a
off.
hundred percent, a hundred
If you were
percent.
gonna say start Max from like the start of the season through the whole season, I'd be like, whoa, okay, no, that could ruin a quarterback. I totally get it. One game? Fuck no. That's bullshit.
Yeah, just put him in there for that one game because even though he's had a torn labrum for 3 weeks at this point, you obviously know going in that he looks like butt, and you can use him as your. So what I would do is make him your backup and then keep JJ as the third backup, the emergency, the e-bug.
Yep. Now, that sounds already bad in my
Or
opinion.
e-bug.
That KOC said all that. Yeah, that KOC said all this and defended this position because it was garbage position to defend. But then the news came out last night that I saw that just infuriated me even more. So, according to ESPN's Kevin Seifert, and it also has been confirmed by Ian Rappaport, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
Wentz was playing with a torn labrum and a fractured socket for the past 3 games, which also caused him to dislocate the shoulder. A fractured socket.
Mm-hmm.
Are we out of our fucking minds? Why was he even played? Like, it was clear that he was in obvious pain. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew it.
Everyone.
And then the next part of this is a quote that says, "A person with knowledge of the Vikings thinking, sorry, half joked that O'Connell left Wentz in last Thursday's game because Brosmer, who had a strong training camp and preseason, might prove a better short-term option than JJ McCarthy." Again, I still reiterate, if you think one game or one half ruins that quarterback, he ain't it. He ain't it.
It might also though be that he does intend to try to start him perhaps the rest of the season.
Yeah. If apparently JJ has been tapped to start, and we know this, JJ's tapped to start for the Lions game, but apparently there is real talk that if he just stinks it up or gets even potentially injured again, it'll be Brosmer for the rest of the season.
Yep, and then we'll probably draft a new quarterback at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
So I'm disgusted with the way that our coaching staff has handled this whole situation. I'm disgusted that the GM has allowed this to happen. I'm absolutely furious with our medical staff.
I am
I just
beyond furious with the medical staff. The rest of them, I don't want to give a complete pass to because you should fucking goddamn well know better.
you should know better. That's what I'm
But
saying. Like that's
if
why I said
the
I'm furious at them.
so
I'm not disgusted. Like, you know
so
what I'm saying?
the thing where I'm beyond disgusted and furious with the medical staff is, did you deliberately hide information from these people? Did you deliberately not tell KOC that we have a fractured socket? Is that not something you looked for? Or did you only do your x-rays and not see it because your medical guy couldn't find it? Because that could be. But if so, that means you suck. And you
Yeah, I was
really,
gonna say at that point you're still admitting incompetence at that point. Then
you know what? I'm going to do this the way that I enjoy doing it. I'm going to pretend to be Vince McMahon. You're fired. God, sorry, that's just so fun to do.
the way he does it is great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Vince McMahon. Look, for all the crap he's alleged.
I don't think. I was gonna say I don't think he's a good person.
No,
and
for all the crap he's alleged to have done, I think he's a crappy human being.
But man, did he know how to put on entertainment?
He could put on some entertainment. That's the only thing I'm going to say is that when he was on screen,
that's his only positive thing.
He could be very entertaining.
He knew how to be entertaining.
He knew how to be entertaining. All right.
Now, with all that said,
for
anyone who couldn't obviously figure it out, yeah, the Chargers kicked the Vikings.
The Chargers kicked the Vikings up and down the field, man. But we both kind of knew that was going to happen, and I'm not. To be completely honest, I'm not expecting much better this week.
I'm at this point have zero expectations for this team. At this point, I'm just saying, honestly, at this point, lose all your fucking games. I don't care anymore. Lose them all.
At this point, just go for the highest draft pick you can get.
Yeah, fuck it. The problem is I don't even necessarily like the quarterbacks in the draft aren't bad. I just don't really like them that much. There's a couple that are pretty decent, but
there's a couple that I like Newsmeyer. I kind of like.
I know, but I'm not being wowed by in comparison to all the quarterbacks that we've seen recently, right? I'm just not this last draft the last two drafts. Jane Daniels, obviously, when looked at, went, damn, he's good.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, damn, he's good. Drake May, damn, he's good. I'm not getting any of those guys in this draft. I'm getting a lot of, yeah, he looks pretty good.
There's a couple of guys that I'm I think there's potential there.
Yeah.
Newsmeyer, Klubnik.
Yeah. No, I agree. Just none of them I would label as oh my god, I think he could start day one.
Yeah.
Some of them I'm looking at and just being yeah, they have potential. Maybe they could start, but you're taking a risk.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys like that where you're just there's something there, but it's not. Oh my god.
Oh, by the way, side news. I don't know if you saw this because we didn't. I don't know if we talked about it. Kirk Cousins has officially requested a trade.
Again, but we already knew that fucking they wanted to trade him anyway, but nobody will take him.
I know, but now he's officially actually on the record. Yeah.
And we'll talk about
that scares the shit out of me. I swear to God. If the Vikings do it, I'm done. I'm done forever. If they do it, I'm done.
If they do it, Mensa definitely needs to go. Because he's gone
dude, mental. If they do it, all of them have to be fired. I hate to be that guy, but if KOC signs off on that, I don't think he needs to go too then. He's clearly off the touch. I don't know.
So I do have a thing for that later, but we'll get to it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move along because in happier news, nobody has a 0 left.
That is true. Somehow
the Jets beat the Bengals, and it's all thanks to one guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's all thanks to one guy because the Jets had one guy who refused to give up on that game, and no, it's not Justin Fields. Even though he actually
played pretty well.
A decent game. But he was outshone by his running back, Breece Hall.
Oh, yeah, Breece Hall went, no!
Breece Hall had 2 running touchdowns and a passing touchdown.
Oh, yeah, I know. I saw that one. That was great. I will say this, though. This is the one part that hurts me the most. The Jets have been saying for the longest time that Breece Hall is the guy and he's super good, and we have seen that. We've seen flashes out of him. He is incredibly talented. My problem is this going to be the Brees Hall we see more often? Or is this another one of his games where he just happens to have one really good game and he just kind of slowly drifts back down to earth again?
He's had more good games than bad games this season.
He has recently, but I'm just saying in general, it feels like we're not
because we
haven't been getting the Brees Hall we were promised for a while.
We had that really good first season with him. And then he got injured, and then everything fell off, and then he's not been the same quite since. This feels like the first time he's starting to find that Brees Hall again.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Is this actually Brees Hall again, or is this like, are we just getting some flashes in the pan, and he's just going to eventually fizzle out again? Well, I hope it's the first one. I want to see Brees Hall again because he's electric when he's on fire. He looks great. He's fun to watch, but I want to see that all the time. Or more often, I should say.
Despite the fact that also Samjay Perrine decided to go off for the Bengals.
He had a good game, yeah. Actually, Joe Flacco played it pretty well, too.
Yeah, overall, Joe Flacco played pretty well, too. And that was a very close game, and either team could have won it. And just somehow the Jets
very end of the game.
Yeah. Very end of the game, hung on to win it. And you know what? More power to them. Good job. You won a game. I'm proud.
You got a game under your belt.
And they apparently celebrated like friggin' they won the World Series or something.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair for them, that is the World Series.
More or less. Moving along, Ravens and Bears.
Like, you beat the... It's also funny, though, because they beat a Bengals team that's really rough right now, too.
Yeah.
We're not as bad as the Bengals all the time!
Moving along, Bears at Ravens. Boy, the Bears with their 4-game winning streak didn't look very good.
No.
Snoop Huntley cooked them up.
Yeah. I swallowed my own spit the wrong way.
I hate it when that happens.
I know. Yeah, this... I hate to be that guy, but I really think being that the Bears have looked really good, I think they looked at the Ravens and saw that they have been depleted due to injuries, and I think they thought it was going to be an easy game and got fucking slapped for it.
Got slapped for it. Yep, 100%. I think that's what happened.
I think they got full of themselves.
I hate to say it, but that's probably what happened, because when a young team like that suddenly starts winning, that's the kind of mentality that inevitably happens. Yeah. And then you get humbled.
Yep.
They were subject to much humbling and backbreaking.
They had a lot of pie.
And backbreaking. Old country style. Like that jabroni Hulk Hogan.
You're going old school on me on that one.
Oh yeah, that's Iron Sheik. Good old Iron
Sheik. I know. Yeah, I know who it is. I just like immediately I was like, Jesus, you are going way back on that one.
Sheiky baby. That dude was up until his death. He was hilarious on Twitter.
Yeah. I don't know. That was not a good game for the Bears.
Talk about a team that didn't have a good game and a team that cannot decide what the it wants to be. Dolphins at Falcons. Falcons starting Kirk Cousins. Dolphins win 34-10. Tua throws 4 touchdowns.
We've been ratting on Tua for so long, being like, you're garbage kid, you need to go. And then he does that, and you go, fucking hell, Tua.
and no, it's not really that. It's more like, Falcons, what are you doing?
No, that's the problem, though. It's the same thing, but in reverse. So, like, we talk about the Falcons not knowing what team they want to be because they can't figure it out. But instead of the whole entire Dolphins, it's just Tua not being able to figure out what kind of quarterback he wants to be.
Because he was dominant in this one. Also, the Falcons didn't run the ball, and
the Falcons' defense isn't even that bad.
Kirk Cousins looked like he was about 80 years old.
Dude, he couldn't move at all. I don't think his Achilles ever healed. I don't think it has. I think he's done, to be honest. Because you can't be a statue in this league anymore. You just can't get away with
I have no idea what team would even want to take him at this point.
The Vikings, because we're dumb.
I mean, maybe you could convince the Vikings to take him. Maybe you could convince the Jets to take him.
Even the Jets would be too hard. They have Tyrod Taylor and J.J. Fields. They would rather have those guys, actually.
Maybe, but maybe they want to trade Fields.
Hey, you never know. Saints.
Saints. Cons-
internal rivalry. Why not? Send them over
considering
to the Saints.
considering
Not like
they're
the
about to
Saints
start
anybody
Tyler
lose.
Shook.
I saw that. They're going. You know what? I saw Shook play though in that game. He did not look terrible at the very end. He actually had some good passes. I think he's got
Until
potential.
that interception wasn't great though.
No, but again, rookie. What do you expect?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Falcons, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't know who you
Be
are.
fair, I didn't have Michael Penix, so without the penis, you know, you're just left with the balls, and that's just not enough.
Bills absolutely slapping the Panthers. I have no notes for this game.
Yeah,
other
that's
than
not. That's,
James
yeah.
Cook is a beast, and maybe Chuba Hubbard is going to be traded.
Well, maybe, but everything that we thought would happen happened, which was the Bills got mad they lost their previous week and went, "We're going to slap somebody," and they did.
Well, they also had a week off where they could just go.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had that week
They had
off
a
to
bye
also
week.
calm down. Yeah, they
Yep.
just
They lost
slapped.
two before the bye. They went into the bye and they were like, "All right, we're going to refocus and put someone through a table."
Reset, slap. Yep.
Then the Niners' injuries finally caught up with them, and the Texans slapped them all over the field.
This was actually a game where the Texans actually legitimately looked
Good.
pretty good. Despite the fact that the score 15-26 makes it look like it was close, it really wasn't.
It wasn't.
I give credit to the 49ers and Mac
trying
Jones.
to
And
hang in there.
I think they still are playing well despite their injuries. But the Texans finally came alive for a game. We'll see if they can continue that momentum. Stroud looked actually really good this game.
Again,
I saw a lot of throws from him that I'm just like, okay, that looked like that was on point. All right, your receivers are catching balls. Let's see how this goes.
I was seeing that the other night where he was trying to step up and none of the receivers were trying to step with him. Now it looks like they're a little more in sync. If this continues, then we've got a football team. If not, we've got to examine some shit.
Yep.
Giants, Eagles, we've already kind of talked about that. The Eagles did wax the Giants. I don't think it would have been as bad if the refereeing had been good and if Scatteroo isn't out.
I still think the Eagles probably end up winning that game, but I think it becomes a lot closer.
I think it becomes a lot closer.
I think based upon what I saw somebody break down, it looked like, especially when the one touchdown that got called back, it probably would have been within one score.
I agree. Browns, Patriots, there's a record that was set in this game. It's the first time that somebody has sacked the QB 5 times by themselves only to lose the game.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett went off in this game, sacking Drake May 5 times, and they still got waxed 32-13.
Yeah, and I was going to say, despite that, Drake May still looked good.
Drake May still looked really good. Yeah, exactly. He's starting to. There's some people coming out. There was a guy that I had fingered years ago, Kayshon Boutte from LSU.
Oh yeah, Boutte.
And I had said, watch out. If this guy figures it out, he's going to be really good. Guess what he's starting to do now?
He's starting to look better.
Yeah, he's starting to look pretty good out there. The Buccaneers waxed the Saints despite the officiating
Despite the
officiating trying to go the other way on that.
Like 23-3, it should have been like 38-3.
Yeah, it should have been like 40-3 or something.
Yeah.
Titans at Colts, predictable outcome. Colts are Colts.
The Colts are still good.
Not something I would have expected to say at the beginning of the season.
Also, funnily enough, this maybe sounds weird, but apparently from what I've heard, and from like rumors, again, we're just hearing rumors, but according to like players and people within this coaching staff and people in the building, apparently really love the daughter Ursay. Like I forgot what her name is off the top of my head.
So she has been caught.
But apparently, yeah,
she's been filmed several times now wearing a headset on the sidelines, and her response has been, "Why am I wearing a headset? I want to learn the game. How am I expected to run an organization if I don't understand what the hell is going on?"
Yeah. But apparently everyone likes her. The players like everyone likes her, and apparently she's like really trying to be involved. And like a lot of people are saying that having an owner that clearly wants to be involved, who's also likes the players, who's like, for whatever reason, I'm not saying it's 100%, but there are some people saying that she just within the short time she's been there has almost completely turned around the
culture.
the culture, yeah, the
Yeah,
mental side of the
because
building.
she's there to try to help you guys win football games. What do you need to win
Yeah,
games? How can I help? And
yep,
and instead of being the jerk owner, it's like you guys are just an investment and I'm making money off you. She
yeah,
actually legitimately wants the Colts to win.
yeah.
And
And for my understanding, it's because she still sees it as that heritage of like what her dad was able to accomplish, and still she sees it as more of a not a business venture, but this is a hobby. But I also want to see them win because of all the history that's involved with the Colts and the whole and everything that's involved with it, right? It's more of a passion project more than anything
exactly.
else.
And I really like that for her. I think
I like
that's
that. I like that idea.
yeah, I like that idea too. I think she's going to be a hell of a good owner.
Yeah, it seems that way. It definitely seems that
Um,
way.
the Cowboys go to Denver and completely run out of air. Um,
Yeah, the Broncos slapped the
the
shit out of
Broncos
them.
slapped the Cowboys 44-24. Uh, that wasn't a game. That was a massacre. It's quite obvious because the Cowboys also said that Diggs is out right now.
Diggs is out. Yep.
Diggs
There's
is out.
actually even rumors that Diggs might get traded.
There are rumors about Diggs being traded. That is up there.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Broncos absolutely. Bo Nix, man, kid's a gamer.
He had a good game. Yeah,
Kid's a
he's got a good game.
gamer. Um, then we got Sunday Night Football. The Packers obliterate Aaron Rodgers. Um, not the whole
Yeah.
Packers. You want to know who obliterated Aaron Rodgers? Tucker
Michael
Kraft.
Parsons. Oh, Tucker Kraft did too.
Tucker
Yeah, but Michael
Kraft.
Parsons
Oh
was
my
on him a lot
God,
too.
that dude was a
Yeah.
gamer. Also, apparently, and they interviewed Parsons after the game, and he said I was chasing him down from behind, and then he threw it away all of a sudden. I knew he didn't know I was there, and I asked him about it. He said I could hear the crowd noise.
I can hear the crowd does. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a veteran move, man. What a God damn it.
Yep. Yep. It's true though. Like
It
if
is.
you get really good at if you hear the noise, you can tell when something's happening, and you're going, that might be towards me. Let's just get rid of this ball.
Yep. And you know what? That is a veteran gamer move. Good job, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And I think even
No,
Parsons
you
said
play
the
long
same
enough,
thing.
you
But
learn that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So, despite the fact that they do win by 10 points, game wasn't as
It was
great.
actually
It was a good game.
it wasn't bad, but yeah, it was kind of it was a fine game.
It was a fine game. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, Rogers looked fine. Jordan Love looked pretty good. Uh, the refs were, yeah, the
Yeah.
refs.
And then the Monday night game, I will say going into the half, we had a game. It was a game. It was like 7-7 or something, or 7
It was
to 4.
7-7. Yeah.
Or was it 14-7 Chiefs, I think, maybe.
I thought it was 7-7 because I think the Chiefs came out and got a touchdown right away, but I can't. Hold on, let me check. I have
I'm
it
looking
open right
too.
now. Nope, halftime was 7-7. Yeah.
Yeah, halftime was 7-7. And then the Chiefs came out and just shellacked them the rest of the game.
Well, yes and no, but mostly yes.
I will say, McLaurin had some amazing catches. That touchdown catch was
Scary Terry, dude. It was Scary Terry.
Yep.
Despite the fact that he made a lot of good catches, but they just never could capitalize on most of them.
No,
except
they
for the
could.
one touchdown one.
They always got stopped up. You know what's really getting funny to me is Chris Harris Chris Harris? Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, yep.
Just hasn't looked like the dominant Chris Jones we're used to this season.
No.
So
I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but of course, I mean, he is older, so,
maybe there's just not enough, fuel in the tank anymore to go
it might be. Yeah.
4 downs or 3 downs a thing. Maybe you start looking at bringing him off the field on certain downs now.
You might have to, yeah.
Just a thought. But no, Chiefs win. Kelsey has
Predictably, unfortunately.
Kelsey and Rice both have great games.
Yes, they did. Unfortunately, I had
Tired
to
of
hear
hearing
about that.
Tired of hearing about Kelsey, aren't you?
Yes, I really hope he retires. I'm done with that. I don't want to hear about it no more.
Look, I don't get it twisted. They're fun guys to just.
Yeah, I like the
Listen to.
Kelseys, and I honestly don't necessarily have anything against Taylor Swift outside of I don't listen to her music. I'm just tired whenever Kelsey goes well. They always have to be like, and look, there's Taylor Swift, and look, they're all like giddy and happy. It's like, okay, I get it.
I get it.
Guys,
He's got
please.
a famous way. This feels like
get
Jessica Simpson.
Yeah. Just like, okay, I get it. Can we stop now,
Can we
please?
stop now? Yeah. Look, I don't hate Taylor Swift. I've listened to some of her
No,
music. I'm gonna take a listen to some of the new album because apparently it's a very different type of album. I just
that's
want
what
to
I've
hear what she's
heard, but it's just,
great. I
you
want to
know,
hear what you're doing with it. It might be fun. Apparently, she wrote a song about her fiance and his. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We don't have to go any further.
we don't have to
Yeah,
go any further, but apparently that's something that happened, and I'm like, wonder if I can figure out what song that is.
I don't think I want to.
I just want to for fun. I'm weird. Um, at any rate, um, let's move on and do some game balls, shall we?
Yeah, I guess
All right,
we can do that.
all right. I assume you want me to start because you don't have a list.
I mean, you can start. I already have a couple ideas from just looking at the list. So
All right, I'm gonna start with a defender, Miles Garrett, game ball.
yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Um, yeah, Brees Hall gets a game ball.
He's on my list. Tua, game ball.
Ooh, that was one I was thinking of. That's fair. That's a good. That's a very good choice. Um, Jonathan Taylor. I know I keep doing this, but you keep doing it. So I guess you just get another game ball.
Um, you know what? Travis Kelsey, game ball.
I'm disgusted by you for even doing that.
I know, but I haven't said his name in game balls for quite a while, so I'm allowed to.
I'm disappointed in you, sir. You know what? Bo Nix, game ball. You play
He
game
was
ball.
also on my list. We named everybody on my list except JT. I didn't put JT on there because yeah, JT's gonna get a game ball. But I've got something else for
I was
him
gonna
later on.
say, like, at some point I have to start not giving game balls anymore because it's like after a while, it's like, dude, come on.
All right, time for some showers. Time to tell some people they're stinky dirty.
Yeah, got plenty of those.
I'm gonna start with one that I thought I would never put in the showers, but he had a terrible game. Needs to wash the stink of it off of him. CMC hit the showers. That
Dude,
game
he
you played.
actually did. Yeah, he was
That was
straight up.
that
It was
was just
terrible.
straight up a terrible game, man.
That was legitimately a bad game. I'm gonna put someone in here that we've heard his name, but it's been a while. Kirk Cousins, go take a shower, sir.
He's on my list too. Um, Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard. You didn't do so. You got 2 touchdowns, but in my opinion, you vultured them away from Rico Dowdle.
He kind of did, yeah.
I'm sorry, my dude. You need to go in the showers, wash this off. Maybe you need to get traded to another team where you can be the feature back.
Maybe that's possible. I don't know. It's hard to say. Hard to say. Do 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 do. Mana, mana.
Dar, 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 dar.
Mana, mana. Um, hmm. I don't wanna attack too many people here. I'm trying to think.
F them. Attack.
I know, but like,
Grr.
yeah, feels wrong.
And
Ah. Um, I guess we can do um, why not? Why not? Saints. I think all of you just need to hit the showers.
God damn it, you
That
stole
was
my
bad.
last one.
That was just bad.
You
That
stole
was a
my
bad
last
game.
one. They were on my list. The Saints, just like, what the crap was that?
Yeah, that was just bad.
Um, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. Quinshawn Judkins. Man, sometimes you have great
Ah,
games. Sometimes you have great games, and sometimes, what the fuck? 9 for 19, my dude.
see, it's funny you say that because I'm going to put the entire Browns rushing offense into the showers because I don't think it's just the judge because no one did anything on that rushing side.
Well, there was one guy who
Yeah,
had
he ran it 1 for 31.
Malachi Corley, but he's not a running back. He's a wide
No,
receiver.
he's a wide receiver.
End around.
So I don't really count that.
All right, I get it. I get it. All right.
Oh boy, I'm so excited for the next one though. Oh yeah.
Dante's Inferno.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do I got Infernos? Oh boy, do I got
You want to start?
Infernos.
Go ahead.
No one's getting by easy in this at all. Everybody that I have on my list is number 10 because fuck them. The refs. You're in the 10th circle. I'm tired of this shit. Everyone's tired of this shit. Go fuck yourselves.
For me, I don't have everybody on the 10th. The Vikings coaching staff. I'm not talking the medics. I'm talking the actual coaching staff, not the medical staff. You're in the 5th because, god damn it, some of you should know better.
Speaking of Vikings medical staff, you're in 10th. Go fuck yourselves.
Mike McDaniel, you're still in the 10th. I'm not moving you. You're toast. You're done. This is it for you.
It feels weird to repeat, but I did the same thing, Mike McDaniels. I mean, despite this win, it doesn't move the needle. It just doesn't.
Yeah. And for me, the refs, you have hit the super ultra secret double layer of death known as the 11th circle. You are terrible. Go figure yourselves out. Or don't, and
terrible.
just burn to death. I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's talk potatoes.
I'm scritching the bird.
I know. I'm going to start with the lightest of potatoes. Maybe Quessy needs to fire his entire scouting department and do over.
The Vikings scouting staff has never been particularly good, and I've been wondering how much of that is front office that we don't know about hasn't had turnover. I've been always curious about that. I've always wondered, because we never really hear about that, is who hires the scouting staff, who deals with that. It's supposed to be a combination of GM and head coach, as we know, but were they retained? Have they been swapped over? You never really hear about that. So I'm always curious to know, like, is this old staff? I just don't think we know.
And the reason why is I looked at his drafts. And out of the drafts, if you really look at them, you got Reichard and Addison that have been fantastic pieces. And look, Dallas Turner could be good, but he just doesn't fit with our system.
Yeah.
I'll
say this. Some GMs are not as good at drafting than others. And the big one is I think Quessy is just better when it comes to making trades and deals with players. I just don't think that he's a very good when it comes to drafting.
I think he's much better at identifying aging talent.
Well, yeah, I just mean in general, like he's good at trading for talent, even being able to do inter-division trading. I think he knows how to handle people as far as front office is concerned to be able to trade contracts and stuff.
Which
around.
is why I think he needs a much
good at that
better,
kind of stuff.
He needs a much better scouting department. If you had a top tier scouting department, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. You could just trust your scouting reports.
Yeah,
but I think he's getting crappy reports.
Very possible. Yeah, that's possible. That's fair.
So you're gonna eat that one?
I mean, I don't know enough about how that scouting system works, but it does seem like if it is a scouting department problem, then yeah, they probably need to, at bare minimum, look at it and go, okay, who do we need to replace in this department? So yeah, that's possible. I have an interesting one.
Go ahead.
Again, I'm not doing these in any particular order because they're just coming off the top of my head. So, maybe, just maybe, because KOC won Coach of the Year, he's huffing his own farts a little bit this season.
Maybe. I'm not gonna say that that's not a thing. Like, I was king shit. Yeah, but now you're not.
Yeah, like the idea of I'm king
You're,
shit, I don't have to put in as much work in the
yeah,
off season,
you're
and now,
rested a little bit of what would they call it? Rested on your laurels a little bit.
yeah,
You're trying to rest on your reputation a little bit, and that's not gonna work. You got to keep on grinding, man.
yeah,
And obviously, this season you haven't been.
doesn't feel like it, anyways.
Doesn't feel like it, anyways. I'm not gonna say that that's bad. I am going to give another Vikings one here real quick.
Okay,
Maybe the Vikings need to pick up the bat phone.
the bat phone.
The bat phone. And call New York City and get Woody Johnson on the line and ask about Justin Fields.
No, hard no, hard no. I would far rather they call the Colts for Richardson than get Justin Fields. Period. I'm that's a hard no. I'm not.
Okay.
You presented me a brick of lava, basically. Went here. You want to eat it? No, no, I don't, sir. That's a terrible take.
Okay.
It's awful.
Hey, it's an idea, and I'm throwing ideas out there about people who
No.
could be available.
I do not. I as much as I don't think Justin Fields is as bad as Woody Johnson made him out to be in that press thing, I still don't think Justin Fields is a long-term starter. Period. He
No,
can definitely be. I think he's a better backup.
Just to get him through
If you
this
want
season.
if you want him as a backup, maybe, but
That's what
even
I was-
then, I'm still have concerns about that as a solution because
For me, it's a bridge to get us through this season to next season
Yeah,
where we might have a better quarterback.
I get that. I still don't like that for the reasons of, well, the Jets would end up getting screwed, so we'd have to give them something very comparable to make that work. Because having only Tyrod Taylor's on their team that's not going to do it either. So it just logically doesn't make sense. That would be like saying we should call the Giants up for Russell Wilson. Like, well, yeah, you could. I would very much say you shouldn't do that.
I would rather have Jameis Winston than Russell Wilson. At least he'd be fun. to
Well,
watch.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
We may
I mean,
not
if we're
win
gonna go
much,
that
but
way,
he's
give
gonna
me.
be fun.
You know what? I was gonna say if you would have said Winston in there, I'd be like, yeah, do it for the rest of the season. Fuck it, let's do Winston in there. Like, I might be more willing to do that, but no, I don't. I don't like Fields even as a really backup. I don't know. I just don't think we could afford to be able to make that swing even.
Alright.
To be honest.
Fair. That's fair.
All right. Maybe, just maybe, the Colts win a Super Bowl?
I mean, they could. We've got a ways to go yet, but they've only got
We
one.
do, but like we're already halfway through the season, and it doesn't seem like anyone's really contending with them.
The only team that beat them was because they beat themselves,
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
that
saying.
was the Rams.
Yeah.
And that actually they didn't beat themselves. A.D. Mitchell beat them.
Yes, their own team beat them. Yeah.
Yes, their own teammate. Outside of that, they've been on fire. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to say they still really haven't played anybody great. Which is,
I don't know. I don't think the Rams are a bad football team.
yeah, but they lost
know,
to the
top
Rams.
10. I know, but I'm saying they're a top 10 team, and they played them, and they should have won it, despite because of one of their own teammates fucking them over. They easily could have won that game.
I mean, they beat the Broncos, who are looking really tight as well, though.
They're looking tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't
and the
think.
Chargers are not terrible.
No, they're a decent team too.
Yep. But yeah, they've
And to be honest, strength of schedule does still matter because I mean we're looking at it going, okay, well they have to play Pittsburgh and then they have to play I don't know who else is completely after that, Atlanta,
it's Atlanta and then Kansas City.
and then Kansas City. So like, but even then we're talking week 11 at that point, and there's only how many more weeks after that? 7?
Yeah, they've also
7
got
weeks
they
after
they
that? So-
end with they end with Texans, Jaguars, Seahawks, Niners, Jaguars, Texans.
I don't even think that's that tough of a schedule. So,
I'm not
I
like
think-
Seahawks are gonna push them. Niners will probably
Seahawks
push them
might
a
be a
little
little
bit,
tougher. Niners, I don't think will because of their injury problems. Remember, they're still dealing with that problem.
and
If they
Jags
get
are
healthy, maybe.
Jags are wild
And
cards at
Jags are hit
best.
and miss.
Texans, if the Texans turn it on, they could be fun, but I still think they lose twice to the Colts.
So I think the Colts kind of just got lucky with the fact that their season last year was so bad that they got an easier schedule this year and fully taken advantage of it. That's
Yeah.
not their problem. That's everyone else's
Now I
fault.
will say I'm not gonna go Super Bowl. Colts to the AFC
Sure.
Championship. That is something I'll eat, um, because I want to know, can the Colts stand up with a team like the Chiefs or the Bills
Yeah,
or
I get
any
it.
of
I
the
get it.
big teams in the AFC, or are they going to be a one and done?
I doubt it, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
think they're going to
technically,
be.
Daniel Jones already has won a playoff game, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I think this would be
So he's
fun.
already been there and done that, kind of.
I think
Yeah.
that would be fun.
And JT, as long as he doesn't get injured, I mean, he's playing like JT. I mean, constantly getting over 100 yards rushing, getting at least one or two touchdowns every time. Like, you combine that with Daniel Jones, who can run on the ground and pass pretty well. I mean, that's all tough. That's a tough offense. They're a cooking offense,
they
and
are.
their defense is pretty mean, surprisingly enough, for a team that, if you look on paper, doesn't seem like they should be. But they're playing hard football.
Speaking of JT, thank you for the perfect segue for my last potato. Maybe it's time for a non quarterback to win the MVP. It's JT time!
I mean, to be fair, other positions have. I mean, running back is the other position that has won MVP before,
Mm hmm.
so it wouldn't be definitely out of the realm of possibility whatsoever. I've never seen any other position win MVP. Like, I don't think a wide receiver's ever won MVP
Never.
that I can think of,
Never.
but I know a running back has before. So
Peterson.
yeah, Peterson. So we know it can happen. It's typically quarterback, but it can happen. So because of that, I mean, especially if he starts getting close to that record, yeah, I would argue that he's definitely in the MVP candidate talk for sure at the moment. Being that we're only halfway through the season and he's already put up big games, so if he continues in the back half and continues to run lights out and continues to do that and potentially push into that record sphere, yeah, I mean, I can see it as long as he doesn't get injured. I think there's a real possibility that he's going to be definitely a finalist when it comes to MVP voting, whether or not he actually wins it because you know the voting and how all that works. But
Yeah. Yeah.
theoretically, should
Should.
at this point, if he makes, I think he'll make finals as long as he doesn't make injury. So I'll mostly eat it. I won't say that he will win it, but he definitely should be an MVP finalist, no questions. He should definitely be on the ballot for voting, no question. So I'll agree with that. All right. Let's see here. Hmm. Hmm. I have a couple floating in my head, but I don't really like them very much. So I'm trying to think of a good one. One that I know I haven't done before, or something that hasn't been done before yet that I can think of. Um. Uh. Feels like it's going to open up a can of worms, but I find it to be an interesting conversation, I guess. So maybe, just maybe, the NFL will do nothing about the ref problem because they like having a ref problem.
I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, they like having someone else they can blame, so that they don't have to
I
take
think it also
responsibility for it. Also,
there's some of that, but I also think that there's a certain level of it allows rigging to happen without them doing it.
yes, they could just come down, back channel it and say, "Hey, we would really appreciate if this team won."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to be the conspiracy guy, but it's starting to. The more you watch, the harder it becomes to not look at it and go. Starts to make you wonder.
agreed. All right, power rankings.
Yeah, this is gonna be the hardest one for me, so let's go ahead and try it.
Alrighty,
Without a list, this one becomes hard.
I'll start. Number 10, I have the Seahawks. I think
Ooh.
they're playing well, but there's just so many teams right now that I think are playing well that it's hard for me to figure out who's on the list and who's off. And they make the cut
Yeah.
because I don't know. I like them better.
Well, no, they had I had them higher up on my last list, so I can't drop them that far. It feels like to me. I had them at 4 on week 7, so um, I think at 10 I'll put the Rams. I think that seems fair. They've played fairly well, but not exceptionally well at times. You're still a 5-2 football team, so they're still a good team. And I had them at 9 previously, so I think 10 feels fair.
At 9, I have the Bucks, and it's not that they've played bad or that they've played crappily. It's that so many other teams have played very well recently that they've just jumped them. I don't know how better to explain it than that. There's a lot of teams that are playing incredibly good football right now, and yeah, the Bucks just got jumped.
I get it. Totally get it. Um, hmm. I want to put a new team on my list, but I don't know who I would end up removing, to be honest.
I
Um,
had to pull somebody because I did put a new team on my list.
I'm just looking at my list, trying to see if there's anyone who I could justify moving. Um, I mean, I can, but it's gonna look. People are gonna say that I'm being very unfair if I do that. But fuck them, I'm doing it anyways. At number 9, I'm actually gonna put Green Bay. I think they are actually still a good football team.
Oh,
They showed that even despite their last week. Um, they're 5-1-1. That does technically put them higher than other 5-2 teams because of the tie. So, you know, I think 9 feels fair.
I just realized that I had gone from 9 to 7 and missed 8. So I was able to put another team back on my list, which makes me happy. At number 8, the Broncos. Playing very well, went out, blew out the Cowboys, which shows what they're capable of. And if they could play like that most nights, I don't know who's beating them.
Yeah, I get that. Um, at 8, I have the Bucks. I have them just a little higher than you. I like them just that tad bit more, I think, but we're not talking about much.
Yeah. Same for me. At 7, I have the Packers, a little higher than you. Um, they're playing good football. They're playing solid football. Love isn't trying to play hero ball, which I like. They're just being consistent, which I hate because I don't like the Packers. And it looks like they're going to get themselves again into a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, at 7, I have the Broncos. They literally haven't moved. I just don't know where else I could put them.
At 6, I have the Bills. They're playing better. I still want to see them string it together again. One game does not make me, especially one game against the Panthers, is not going to make me jump you back up the boards.
That's fair. Um, at 6, I'm gonna play the Seahawks. I like them a lot more than you. But that's, I mean, to be fair, they didn't play last week, so
That's,
hard to
yeah,
really move
hard to.
them too much lower than I where I had them from, you know.
Uh, 5 is the Eagles for me. They're playing well again. I do think the tush push is bullshit, but if it's legal right now, they're working it.
Yep. At 5, I have the Bills. Yeah, you beat the Panthers, but like those other games kind of sucked, and maybe having you as high as I did last week was probably not right. So I'm remedying that now.
At 4, I have the Chiefs. Again, you're starting to look like the evil empire again. I
I
mean,
get. You
I
want to know
get
the
it.
team that I put off the list?
The Chiefs,
I don't care. You're 5-3. Those games that you lost were crap. So
they were, but now you're.
I'm keeping you off the list until you can prove that you belong against there. In my opinion, if you're gonna be that good and claim that good, you're gonna have to
They've
work
been
for it a
to
lot
me.
harder.
They've been climbing up ever since
Yeah.
Rice got back too. They've started to figure it
I
out.
had them on my list last week, but I don't care. That win did not impress me. It just didn't. So At 4, I have the Eagles because they did impress me, despite the fact that I fucking hate them.
Number 3, I have the old evil empire, the Patriots. Drake May, wow.
Funny you say that. I also have the Patriots at number 3 because, yeah,
What are the chances our top
they're
3 is
climbing.
exactly the same?
Probably. Who do
Number
you have it
2,
to?
number 2, I have the Lions because, wow,
Yeah.
you're still good.
Honestly, they might be too high up at a 5-2 team, but they, I feel like their wins look far more impressive than whatever the Chiefs have ever pulled together, in my opinion.
And at number 1, it's got to be the Colts.
They're the only team that's 7-1, and the only reason they're not 8-0 is again because their own teammate lost it for them
Yeah, exactly. Twice.
twice.
Erased 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would have won that game. They would have been 8-0.
Oh, yeah. They'd be 8-0 right now.
So, so they're easily the best team in football right now. Which, I mean, I gotta know, where did we place them? I'm curious. Where was he on my? Where were the Colts on my list of preseason rankings? Because like, I am so
Uh,
curious. Here's my preseason rankings.
is this my...
Did we do our preseason rankings on?
Yeah, here's my preseason. Here's my preseason rankings. I had the Colts.
Did I use them in this book? Maybe I used this one.
I had the Colts at 31.
I had them at 30. So
I had them at
yeah.
31.
So yeah, if you would have told me at the beginning of the season that the Colts were going to be 7-1, where they're at now, potentially easily looking at playoffs, potentially even AFC Championship, I would have laughed at your fucking face. I'd have been like,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
out
I'd
of
have
your
been like,
fucking
whoa,
mind.
dude, whatever you're smoking, share.
I want to know what the fuck you're smoking or injecting in yourself because fuck me, dude.
All
Yeah.
right. You ready to start week 9?
No.
Let's do it anyway. Starts Thursday night tonight.
It
Ravens
does.
at Dolphins. And Lamar is supposed to be back.
I don't know what either team is supposed to be at this point. Fuck it. I guess I'll go Ravens, but I don't know. Tua can show up and throw 4 touchdowns for all I know.
You know what? I will take the Dolphins just for the giggles. I'm probably going to lose that. But again, I don't know.
You just don't know what Tua is going to show up yet.
Vikings at Lions.
Listen, this is probably going to be a slaughter. It's probably going to be the Lions,
Oh,
and it's
God,
not
it's
even
gonna
going to be
be
close.
terrible.
Unless
It's gonna be
JJ
terrible.
McCarthy proves to be the guy in this game, it ain't happening.
It ain't happening. Um, Here's another game that's going to be interesting because what team is going to show up? Falcons at Patriots.
I mean, just even if Michael Penix can actually play, I still think that's probably a Patriots win, to be honest.
I agree, actually. But still,
Yeah.
that's going to be weird.
You never know. You never know.
Chargers at Titans.
I mean, the Chargers haven't looked great, but neither have the Titans, so Chargers.
I agree. Bears at Bengals.
If the Bears recover and know what to do properly, I think the Bears should win this game. There is a world where the Bengals win, but I am leaning Bears.
I will take the Bengals. Colts at Steelers.
Colts.
I agree 100%. Niners at Giants.
I'm still taking the Giants with Jackson Dart. I still like the way they play with Moxie and just the way they play.
You know what? I'll take the Niners because despite all their injuries, I still think they can find a way to win this one.
Oh, they can, absolutely.
Broncos at Texans.
Even if the Texans have kind of slightly figured it out, it didn't seem like they were a high enough firepower to take on the Broncos at this point, so I'm going to go Broncos.
I'm with you 100%. This next one should also be easy, and it's going to make us both feel gross. Panthers at Packers.
Nope, I'm going to take Panthers. I don't care.
You do that, I'm going to take the Packers because I know better.
It'll be really funny if the Panthers win, though.
Oh God, I would laugh and I would be so happy. Jags at Raiders.
I mean, neither one are impressing me that much, but I do have more faith the Jags are, despite the fact that the Jags are on and off, at least they're not anemic like the Raiders.
They also
So,
they also have a winning record currently.
yeah, exactly.
Um, Saints at Rams.
Good luck, Tyler Shug, because I don't think you're winning that game, bud.
Yep. Another one that's going to be interesting. Chiefs at Bills.
At Bills? Oh, Bills win.
I'll pick the Chiefs. Just
I get it.
that's going to be a really really fun game though,
Or really boring.
or really boring.
We've seen that
Seahawks.
happen.
Seahawks at Commanders.
If Jaden Daniels isn't playing, I don't think I have confidence. Like Marcus Mariota's actually been playing pretty good for a backup, but I just don't think the team functions quite as well without Jaden Daniels on it. So I don't know which one's going to play, but I just don't see Washington winning that game.
I don't think it matters to me, in my opinion. I think Seahawks are a better team right now.
That's fair. I just think with Jaden Daniels, they have a higher ceiling potential to do it, but yeah.
And then the potential Monday night slaughter: Cardinals at Cowboys.
I have zero faith in the Cardinals, and I don't like the Cowboys, but it's probably Cowboys.
I agree with you. I have zero faith in the Cardinals, even if they're starting Brissett. Yeah, I still don't think you're going to beat the Cowboys right now.
Probably not.
Alrighty, and then the last little thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk some NHL stuff. First, I want to say fuck the linesman from the Winnipeg, Minnesota game. They called one of the most bullshit penalties I've ever seen called in my entire life watching hockey. Quite literally, the puck rebounded off the end boards, and I think it was Boldy's stick came up and over, like by 2 feet, missed this guy, but he took the puck to the face and acted like he did get hit in the face, but the refs called it high sticking. And upon review, because it's only the minor version, because he wasn't bleeding, you can't retake a look at it. It has to stand. It's the dumbest rule in hockey.
That's a terrible rule.
And the linesman was like, you could clearly see, missed him. And you're just like, that didn't even come near him. That wasn't even in the vicinity of his head. So, fuck you for that. Alright, moving along. Power rankings. Coming in at number 10 with 12 points so far on the season, we have the Carolina Hurricanes. They're playing some good hockey. They've lost a couple, though. But they're still playing good hockey. I will say, there are teams on this list that have never been on this list. 2 of them, in fact. Maybe 3 of them. Coming in at number 9, the Dallas Stars with 13 points. Again, they're a great team. They're playing really, really good hockey right now. Mikko Rantanen is playing well for them. Their overall Ottinger is still Ottinger. They've always got a chance with the power that they have on this team. Number 8, the Vegas Golden Knights with 15 points. Again, Vegas is playing well. They've re-signed Eichel to a deal, so he's not going to leave this summer. I think they're well set for the future with this team. They're doing very well. Number 7, the Detroit Red Wings with 14 points. Steve Yzerman kept telling everybody, trust the process, believe in the Yzer plan. Appears to be working finally. At number 6, we have the Winnipeg Jets with 14 points. Again, they're the Jets. They have one of the best goalies in hockey, and they're playing great hockey right now. I hate them because they're the Jets, but okay. Number 5, the Colorado Avalanche with 16 points. It's Colorado. It's McKinnon. It's it's all those. It's McKinnon, Makar. It doesn't matter at this point. They're probably headed for the playoffs. And I mean, the season's barely begun, and I'm going to tell you that. Number 4, the Pittsburgh Penguins. After lolling about in the bottom of the rankings for quite some period of time, this season they've come out strong. They have 16 points. Crosby's playing well. Malkin's playing well. The entire team is playing well around them. I don't know where they came from, but Pittsburgh this year looks like they're trying to win Sid another cup before he retires. Um, Number three, the Montreal Canadiens. And oh boy, did their youth movement finally pay off as Cole Caulfield has come into his own and is unstoppable. Love it. They're playing incredibly great hockey. So much fun to watch. Number two, the Utah Mammoth, the former Arizona Coyotes. Good God, are they playing good hockey right now? Solid fundamentals. The guy in net is stopping everything. He looks like a wall. It's been fantastic, and I could not be happier for them. And number one, the New Jersey Devils. Finally, they're keeping their young core healthy, and it's showing. They look really good. Their netminders look fantastic. I can't say enough good things about this team right now. The powerhouse teams that have been, like the Leafs and the Lightning and even the Panthers right now, are not looking good to start the season. And the Wild aren't looking so great to start the season either. And you know what, though? It's giving some of these younger teams I almost put the Ducks on here, too, because they're looking good. San Jose isn't yet, but if they follow the trajectory of someone like the Red Wings or the Ducks or something like that, they'll be up there in another year or two. And that's the thing about hockey. Hockey is a thing where you'll get some sames for 3-4 years, and then all of a sudden everything flips. And I think that's the fun part about hockey. It's very rare to see people always at the top. Eventually they go to the bottom. And then they rise again. So, good job to those guys for now. We'll see how this plays out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For sure.
You got anything else?
I found another article. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
So it's on. It got recently posted, and it's on the Vikings dealing with tension in the locker room. Supposed rumors and reports of tension. And they're very interesting. So this guy, who's a journalist, I don't remember. I think this one is either Purple Insider or Athletic. I don't know which one he's quoting this one, but it's one of the two because both of them had quotes here. So it says, "I spent the last couple of hours just talking to a few people that I know in the league, and your reactions are a lot like their reactions. So I'll tell you one note that I got from a person. We'll just say with knowledge of the situation, said to me, quote, this is more evidence of a fucking shit show with the training staff this year. So many mismanaged injuries, Van Ginkel, O'Neill, Darrisaw, Wentz, and McCarthy." And another person that I talked to in the league said, this is how you lose a locker room. Everyone's going to be going in that cold tub saying, what the hell are we doing? That's a pretty bad statement. But then it goes on. It says, it's felt to me really going back to the spring that there's been like an underlying tension with this team and its staff. You get the sense that the joy that has been there in the last 2 to 3 seasons when they were winning double-digit games are not there. You just don't feel like every day is as downhill as it seemed. There are multiple people kind of familiar with team dynamics who have also talked about this. Part of what has made Kevin O'Connell so great in his role is just the feeling that there's always an underlying joy, there's an awareness, there's a calm within that storm. And you just haven't felt that very much recently. And I thought it was important to mention that. So, yeah, I kind of agree though. Like, if you're in the locker room here and you're seeing all of your guys getting injured and you're starting to wonder, like, Why are they getting injured so much? Is the medical staff not doing their job properly? Are they not taking care of their people as well as they should be? Are they not letting them rest up as long as they should be? Because that has been a concern. Is that why JJ got such a long amount of time? Because they're trying to learn from the fact that, oh shit, maybe we haven't been letting our guys heal as long as they should have. I'm just saying, you're starting to look at all the things and you start to wonder and go, what's going on there? And I feel like we're coming back to the same conclusion. I think that medical staff is just shit and needs to be fired.
I agree.
I think they just need a new medical staff because
I
I
agree.
think the coaching staff is heavily relying on their medical staff and they haven't been doing a good job.
They have not at all. So, to the owners, you hear that? I know you're never
The
going to watch
rumbling.
this, but
No, but I'm sure they hear the rumbling of everyone else saying the same thing.
yep. All right. Well, I've got nothing else if you've got nothing else.
No, that was it.
All right. Well, then, we'll tell you that you can believe in yourself, and we believe in you. You should believe in you, and you can make things happen as long as you believe. We know you can do it. Put your mind to it. If you like what we've done here, give us a like, give us a subscribe, show that thumbs up, hit the bell icon so you know when we post these things. We are trying to get better. Like I said, I am learning. I am taking college courses about media and marketing, and hopefully the most of this stuff's been about marketing. I'm hoping that the media stuff comes next year, and I'll actually get some good tips and how to do certain things, and that'll be fun. You might see an improvement in the level of podcasting at that point, but get in on the ground floor. Everybody likes to be hipster about that kind of thing. In the meantime, we'll tell you. We'll be back next week. Go ahead, stay bearded, and